Welcome to the Woop Woop Show. Woop Woop.
How about the winter crab? Woop Woop.
Woop Woop.
Welcome to the Woop Woop Show.
Hey, Youngworld.
10,
Woop Show.
9,
Welcome.
8,
Woop Woop.
7, 6, 0.
Hey, your world. Thank you for each and every one of you guys that are here with me today. It is a blessing to be a part of this live that's going on right now. And I can tell y'all right now, it's already been good. That's between me and you. I want to open up this with Joshua 1:9. Be strong and encouraged. Do not be afraid. Do not discourage for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Today we have a special guest here, Lady Cheryl's Organic Food Forest. I thank each and every one of you. We're going to bring her right in the room. Sorry for keeping you guys waiting. Here is Miss Lady Cheryl. Thank you again.
Everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's going on? Having a beautiful conversation.
Yes.
Y'all were live.
Yes,
Sorry.
we were live, but everything, she made me feel so good when she said to me, everything happens for a reason. Everything. And the moment that she said that to me, it just went away. You know, we have Lady Cheryl Organic Food Forest here today. She's been gardening here on YouTube now since 2015. She has had an amazing growth and journey. We also would love to wish you a happy birthday, don't we, everybody? Woo woo, you look good. You look good. Thank you. Thank you, Lion Crest, TT, Tina, Her Healthy Home, Endell, Sue, Debbie F, C. Adams. I appreciate each and every one of you guys hanging around. I saw the chat going, and I had no idea that you guys were not seeing me and Lady Cheryl just enjoying one another. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about Lady Cheryl. When I came to YouTube in 2020, all right, you were already a content creator. You let us know, you knew about what was going on and how the people were starting to come into gardening before you started teaching us how to garden. What we talked about was those videos started coming out in about October, November, December. And you started teaching and seeing the different, teaching and seeing more channels, more people coming right over into the January time. And you took us under your wing. Why did you feel like it was a need to change the way you were bringing it to the people? You were already giving us a little bits and pieces, but you started grooming us.
The reason why I started doing more videos and featuring techniques and explaining things as simple as I could was because I started getting a lot of comments and a lot of feedback from people telling me that they were gardening for the very first time. And I said, oh, okay. See, I wasn't even monetized at the time.
Right.
I didn't even know anything about monetization. I'm just stupid. I thought people just doing it because they wanted to do it.
You're just doing it for fun.
And that was my purpose for doing it. Because when I first started making videos, I had surgery, thyroid surgery here. You probably can see the incision. And my voice would go up and down. And sometimes I couldn't speak very well. So I would do real short videos. And I was forced into early retirement. And I felt like I didn't have a purpose. And so those videos helped me to reach out to a whole lot of people. but it took off during the early stages of the pandemic. And when I realized there were a lot of new gardeners out there, I said, aha, that's what God wants me to do. And so
Isn't it beautiful?
mm-hmm.
Isn't
And
it
so,
beautiful?
go ahead.
Isn't it beautiful how you just move and you get on that boat, but you don't know where the waves are gonna get up or down. But as the waves, whether it's flat, high tide, low tide, he always was on your side.
And
And
I've
he
always made a practice of responding to every question. See, so when you scroll by and you don't answer them, you don't get the information as to what the people really want. And this is not to be critical of anyone. This is my mission. This is what God told me to do. Except for trolls, I'll go ahead and delete them and block them.
sandwich.
Because you're going to have them. But I just noticed that people are asking me basic things that I thought they should have known already, and then it let me know that a lot of people were growing food because of food insecurity, and some people price gouging on certain items, and they wanted to become self-sufficient for themselves. So I took my old way of teaching cosmetology. I was telling you this earlier, that I was trained to teach every student just like they were a truck driver who had never picked up a curling iron or a brush. So I took the tension away from me and had my grandchildren to focus in on my hands and show people exactly what I'm doing. Then, Lydia, I noticed I got lesser questions. See, because the light bulb would go off and they would see the techniques. And I still do that today. As my channel has grown, it's more about the technique and the pearls that I like to call them from Lady Cheryl than all the shucking and jiving and me being on the screen and.
See, and that's the most important part. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
So that's the most important part. Hands on. Some people just learn by eyes.
That's
show
right.
show me what I need to do. But at one point, you taught me something without your hands. You taught me at least about a total about 15 people, not at the same time, but you're teaching us to can and preserve. But at one point when I learned how to use the pressure pot, pressure canner for the first time, you were able to teach me bird telephone, bird listening.
Yes.
And that was the easiest way that I learned. I've looked at videos. I looked at videos before I did it. I looked at your videos. I was easier. But it was the way you taught on the phone. When did you realize that you were a teacher or gifted into teaching?
In church.
In church.
When they would ask me to expound on the theme of a program, or we want to teach Sunday school lesson, I would do the research, and I would always relate it to everyday life. The next thing I knew, I was teaching Sunday school. Then I was a youth director. So I was always told that I was an effective communicator. And then when I started teaching beauty school, and I had to be trained how to teach, and going back to the truck driver that doesn't know how to use a brush or a comb and how to hold it, how to manipulate a curling iron, that type of thing. It's the same principle that I apply to gardening. The same thing. I just try to show things in a way where people who have never done it before, they will understand, and I'll show them it's so easy that the light bulb goes off and that they can do it too.
And they can do it too.
And then I show my grandkids. And if my grandkids can do it, you can do it too.
You can do it too. I love the way you tell us it's easy. You can do it. That just I already knew it, but when I need that extra push, You know, those words. You can go ahead. I can mute. You need me to mute this for you? You got it. Those words ring in my head
And
that I
even,
do.
go ahead, Lydia, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, even the simple steps that I took to put those concrete blocks on a small dolly and then wheel the dolly into the greenhouse. And then I started laying down the blocks. And after I got one row, I slid the blocks all the way across the other blocks to show people you can be a senior citizen and you can do this, but you have to work smart and not hard and don't strain your body.
You
Okay.
know, that food force, I, when I see you doing work this year, I'm like, I thought it was already together. You got more chips. I went back when you got a chip dump and it was high, and then it got low. I seen that, and then you just got more chips. You bringing more bricks because you are making it more easy to move around. I'm listening to
Yes.
you, and more manageable as you getting up into your seniors. Because you
There's
don't
a
look.
young lady in this chat right now. Her name is Debbie Epps.
I
And I
just
hope she
saw
don't
that.
mind me saying that she's in my Facebook group. And I consider her a gardening expert. And I
Oh,
love
thank you, Miss
how I
Debbie.
tell my people in the Facebook group, when I get a lot of orders and I got to get these orders out, I need you all to have my back and jump in here and answer these questions. And the ones that do, I make them now Facebook and let you make them an expert. I don't just make anybody expert. You got to be willing to do the work and know that what you're telling people is correct.
Okay.
And Debbie Epps' father is, I believe, he's 80 years old. And honey, he got a garden out of sight. And that's what I want to do, Lydia. And for all of the people, Suzette Mukes and Andale and gardening and cocktails with joy and sifting some soil. I want to be like Debbie Epps' father. I want to be like my Aunt Lois, who passed away a couple of years ago. She was gardening in her 80s. I want to do the same thing. So what I'm doing now is, Lydia, I am preparing my food force for me to be able to maintain it without doing a lot of bending in my knees,
Right.
bending over in my back. I'm elevating everything up higher so that it won't be so hard for me to do.
And that is smart. And I've seen your journey and watched you, turn the camera on, turn the camera off. But hey, when it comes back, it's
Right.
done. And you've done a great job, and you
Thank
continue
you.
to
Thank you so much.
inspire me and keeping everything up. You grow from seed. You do sometimes before the pandemic, and you tell people that you will get something from the big box stores if
Yes.
you're interested. But majority of those brassicas, woo baby, those collars,
Yeah.
those
Thank you.
collars.
Thank you. Because it's good to grow from seeds because it strengthens my spirituality. It makes me have a closer connection to God because I know only Him could have created those seeds and let me plant it and nourish it and taught me how to feed it what He needs for that one seed that could turn into 50 tomatoes. Nobody but God can do that. And also, I get a chance to experience varieties that I can't get at the big box stores. There's only like 5 or 6 tomato varieties that I can get at. I'm not gonna call the names out, but you all know those places. I would have never experienced a emerald green tomato that is soft and is still green. I would never be able to experience an Amana orange. I could go on and name all of them. But it's a beautiful thing that when you grow from seeds, you will know how incredible what God has done. And
Mm-hmm.
every seed is unique in the way it grows and the way it looks in the early stages. And so a lot of things that I grow to help me with my health issues that are steadily improving, I'm able to do that with seeds or cuttings.
Now we talking about seeds a little bit. You let people know collecting your seeds is like what?
Printing your own money. It's just
What mo-
awesome because that's why I like to deal with a lot of heirloom seeds that I purchase. Because when I can grow that plant and let a couple of them go to seed, meaning let them bolt and then grow shoots, flowers, and then little pods and collect them, I know that when I collect those seeds are going to present or produce the same variety of tomato or pepper or whatever it is, beans, whatever it is that I'm growing. But when I buy a hybrid out of the store, I cannot collect the seeds because I don't know what I'm going to get. Or if I buy a transplant that's a hybrid, I can't collect those seeds. You can do it. You can physically do all of that, but you never know what you're going to get. So I just like growing by seeds. Now, if you're working, excuse me, if you're not good at growing things as seeds, or you have to travel for your job and you're away from the home for 10 hours, it's very difficult to do. Buy transplants.
It's okay.
It's okay. I buy transplants, but I buy them when they're on sale. You see, to supplement what I don't grow or can't grow. I don't care how many times I've tried, because I don't want your audience to think that everything that I grow, I'm successful at it. That is not true. I can't grow stevia from seed to save my life. It only goes so far, and then it starts to rot. So I'm going to buy the stevia plants when they go on sale, 3 for $10, which I didn't do it this year. My friend Miss Beverly did it. One of my hair clients that I've been doing her hair since 1992. That whatever Miss Beverly wants in my food course, Miss Beverly can have. But she never really asked for anything. She never asked for anything. I just put stuff in the bag and go, here, Miss Beverly, because I know she's not going to take it. You know, if I say, do you want some tomatoes today? She'll say, oh, no, that's okay. I don't do her like that. I get it packed up and give it to her. And I'm giving her my best. I don't believe in giving people my worst. Give them your best.
Your best.
I give them the best tomatoes, the best cucumber, whatever I'm growing, because I know if it's a blemish or something, I can take care of that. You know, cut it off and keep it moving. But yeah, I love growing from seeds.
Now, I like how you bring your young grandchildren and give them lessons that they can take as far as you've been taken, because you were taught at a early age. And we were talking about Snapchat.
Yeah.
So
you want me to tell them about that? You know, Bria and Brian, especially those two, all my grandkids, but I'm around them more through the pandemic because I did the virtual schooling with Bria, and her dad was able to work from home, so he did Brian and I would do Bria. Okay, and it's really nice to see them doing all the technology on their little laptops and they're in the class and all this kind of stuff. But I was telling them the other day that I had Snapchat when I was a kid, and Brian said, when you was a kid, Big Mama, they didn't have computers. How y'all have Snapchat? And that's when I let them know that we all sat around on the ground while my grandmother or the aunt sat in chairs, and we all got a bowl and we were snapping green beans. And they would be telling us little tidbits of things in life that would carry us, things that I shared with my children, things that I share with Brian and Bria today. And one of them was, while we snapping, we chatting, beauty is what beauty does. And so I remember, I didn't get it at first. The Big Mama told, have you ever seen somebody that is, and my mother was Big Mama, and now I'm the Big Mama in my generation. It's a cultural thing. And I remember my grandmother saying, well, let me put it this way. Have you ever seen somebody who wasn't really attractive, but they smiled so nice that they looked better than what they really were? And have you ever seen somebody thought they were so cute that they frowned up all the time and didn't look attractive. That's what I mean when I say beauty is what beauty does. So my mother instilled that in me, and I was instilling in my only daughter. And one day I said, "You acting so ugly." She's, I am not ugly. She's always been very proper, in the suburbs where we live. I am not ugly, mother. Everybody tells me I am pretty. I said, beauty is what beauty does. If you act ugly, you are ugly. If you act pretty, you'll be more attractive. I don't like the shoes that you have on today. What's wrong with my shoes? She didn't get it. I said, those shoes that you're wearing today, I don't like the way they make you act. So you need to take them off. You need to take them off. Because beauty is what beauty does. And then it clicked and she got it. And it takes more muscles. As a cosmetology educator, I know that it takes more muscles in your face to frown up than it does to smile. You want to look younger? Smile. Or you want to like an old hag, always spitting, negativity. No, smile.
Just smile.
You will look more youthful if you smile.
Well, that's why you looking so good today, right here.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I used to go to the store and shopping, before the pandemic with my daughter, and she'll say, "Mom," and they'll say, "That's your mother? I thought that was your sister." And she said, "What is your secret?" I said, "Clean living." What's clean living? I didn't hang out in the clubs at night while my kids was home by themselves and then get up and go to work. I did that when I was younger, before I started having a family, and then every now and then. But every day, every weekend, partying, no. It'll make you look old before your time. Because I have people that say, "Well, black don't crack. You look like that because you're black, blah, 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 blah."
No, black crack. Black crack.
That's not true. I've seen some old people.
Black crack.
Old looking people that really crack. So smile. Try not to have a lot of stress. Some people let everything stress them out. Sometimes you don't have to prove that you're right. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to tell you, and if you don't get it, then I shut down. And I'll pretend I don't understand you. Or I am slightly hard of hearing in this ear. And I'll do like this. What you say? What you say? And my husband say, "I know that trick. Don't you come with me repeat it over and over."
Listen, we as people, we need our generation.
Yes.
Remember the song "We Are the World." We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
Yes.
And that's what you have done for us. When you give us that information, you taking the time out of your day, but it's free time. God put that on your heart to do that. You didn't know what you were going to do after you retired, after your accident. And a lot of people that's not following your journey may not know these tidbits that I've learned by just listening over the last 2 years to your channel of where you've been and where you came from. And that same person, I go back to 2015, is the same person that I have right here on the Woop Woop show today.
Thank you.
It's the same exact person, y'all. And I only can give her the praise because she gave me the opportunity to celebrate her. Thank you for that. And to celebrate me as well by coming along on the show to give all of us the insides and the outs of these great channels that we are exploring. Now, the last 4 channels, and you're my 4th person that I'm able to have on this platform, that everybody is coming along. We're meeting new people. New people are meeting us. These people are just coming along. I just only been up here since March 2020.
Can I just say this? Because I said it last night in my chat that I believe in giving people flowers while they can smell them. And you weren't able to be in the chat last night, but I told people about how I admire you for not letting naysayers stifle your creativity. And I talked about your painting. We all know you about the gardening and the canning and your she shed and all this stuff. And then you're taking on this. Use all of the talents that God has blessed you with. And I tell that to everybody, don't be afraid. Start your Facebook page group. Start your YouTube channel. You may not think you have something to offer, but they will. There are people that will learn from you. Don't be afraid. Go ahead and do it. Don't be worried about what people are saying, or she doesn't know enough to have a garden group. But we all can learn from each other.
Yeah, we can, and if I can't teach you, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be somebody else there that can show you and teach you the way. Let's talk about pressure canning again. All right, when you pressure can those pint jars and those 32-ounce jars, that draws a lot of heat, you know, out the house in the summertime.
Yeah, I don't pressure can in the summertime. I don't even like to water bath can. I wash my tomatoes off, real good. And since I'm organic, I don't have chemicals, so I don't have to put vinegar or baking soda in the sink. I just rinse them really well. And then I examine them. And I remove the stem and I cut off any bad portion. And then I put them on a towel, paper towel to dry off a little bit. Then I put them in a bag. And then I put them in the freezer. And I'm going to wait until around October when the temperature drops. Because tomatoes, onions, and peppers are 3 things that you do not have to blanch before you put them in the freezer. So when the time comes, I'll just take them out, put the freezer, put them in the refrigerator, and the next day I get up, I'll just start canning. And it's cool, and I don't have to have the air on. I don't even have to have heat on because it'll be enough to produce, heat in the house.
That's helpful.
I did blanch my green beans, and I show everybody how to do that in a video. And I'm going to pressure can them with meat, but they are in the freezer. My goal is to have nothing elaborate, but a little outdoor kitchen where I just have a sink and heat induction, and be able to can outside.
That's gonna be perfect.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
You seen the people with like the fish fryers?
Yes.
Like a fish fryer or something like that. You can put that all American up there, honey, and go tell me if you feel like it while you, saving water or checking on your water or watering your garden. And we need to talk about that. We need to talk about the way you reserve water everywhere in your garden.
We were talking about that earlier, and I was telling you that where I live, they give you the history month by month, how much water you use, and they compare it for a couple of years. They used to. Now they only give you 2 years. But back when I first started gardening, they would compare it for several years. And I just noticed that I was spending like over $100 a month watering from the hose. And then we have this real rainy period between the middle of April all the way up until June. It used to be just April and May, but the weather is changing, so now it's up until the middle of June. And I said, okay, let me just get online here, and I'm going to start researching. And so I started researching rain barrels and how safe the water was for the plants as opposed to water that comes out of the hose. And then I started researching and thinking about putting an attachment that will purify the water somewhat coming out of your hose. Those things were really expensive too. And I just decided to buy rain barrels, and I did that. And then some of them cracked or whatever, spigots. And so I went to the store and got 33-gallon Rubbermaid garbage cans. I put extensions on my gutters, and I just let it drain. And then when that is full, because the extension is elastic, out of plastic or vinyl, and I just move it over to the next one. You see? And then I just started filling up my buckets and walking around and watering everything. Because I noticed that when it rains, everything just explodes with growth. I think the scientific reason is it gets more nitrogen or whatever. But whatever the reason is, I know that rainwater really helps my garden. And I'd like to personally dip my bucket in and just keep walking around watering everything. Because that affords me the opportunity to catch aphid infestations or whatever I'm, battling in my food forest. I can keep on top of it and nothing gets out of hand unless I'm on vacation. I can't, battle that when I'm gone. But I like watering by hand and I get my exercise in. I have a lot of people keep saying, well, why don't you get a irrigation drip system? No, not when I can save $100 a month on water and get my exercise in. I'd rather be outside, guys, working in the food forest than doing any housework whatsoever.
Yeah.
Okay? And there is a point when I just had somebody come in every week and clean it up before I retired. Because I was doing hair, I was teaching beauty school, and I had my products, and at that time I had 150 products. Now, I have, you can count on your hand how many I have, so I can handle it. And sometimes even that gets a little hectic. But my goal is to be able to have somebody come in again and do the housework. That way I won't have to do it. That's my goal.
So I want to talk about the new special garden you created in your yard and the art that you put in your yard. How that meant so much to you, and it felt good to me to see that you were so happy and that you're not alone. You're never alone. And you come to the garden. Girl, when you sung them words, if I didn't sit there and tear up, because I was like, wow, that is a special place. And
it really is.
That is a special place.
I don't care what's going on, who in my family got COVID. I can just let it all go. And when I walk out those patio doors, it just all go away. And my relationship with God has just gotten so strong because I put my trust in Him. Now I know I gotta physically do the work. He said if you make one step, He'll make two. I know I physically have to do it, but I do know that He is in control of everything.
Okay.
Did we talk about the plants that died?
The banana plants that came back.
Did we talk about that once you went live? I had 13 banana plants and pups. February 30th, I think it got down to 3 degrees, everything, but I thought it was dead. And I made the prayer garden out of the hugelkultur, all that dead matter. But the roots were alive. If they weren't alive, God let them come back and be alive. And now I have 21 plants. Tell me God ain't good. And this is why I cannot have a great big channel, because I'm not going to deny my belief in God. Some people, they don't want you to talk about religion. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to deny God before men. So it's always going to be at the forefront because it is the core of who I am and what I am. I know who I belong to, and I know who. I'm sorry, Lydia. I can't help it. I know who I belong to, and I know who is responsible for everything. I know when the world said no to those banana pumps, Jesus said yes. And not only I'm going to give you 13, I'm going to give you more than you already have. Okay? So I'm going to have to eventually move the prayer garden to another spot because the banana plants is smothering everything out. So this fall, I'm going to have to move a lot and do a lot of work. But I'm looking forward to it. I really, really am.
I'm looking forward to whatever you create.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Whatever you create, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
I also want to thank you for your Monday night live.
Thank you.
Just bringing us in and answering questions and giving us books, giving us books to read, giving us tips. You don't pound on us at one time.
Right. I try to keep us a theme.
You do a great job. So if we're talking about bug repelling, I made your repellent too. It almost choked me making it.
Yeah, it's real pungent. And speaking of that, I'm gonna show in probably my next video. because those citrus trees that my son took and moved to the greenhouse, they had the comfort of being close in the patio where we were all around them all the time. And so we didn't get a lot of insects and pests, except for one. We got a butterfly that, what do you call them? Cocoon, not cocoon. They lay these little worms, these little eggs that turn into worms and they turn into butterflies. We had that, and I kept them and I released them. But they have such a beautiful citrusy scent. Like, how many of you all have grown cucumber and squash, and even as a tiny seed, you can smell it? Just multiply that times 1,000. Those lemon trees, those blooms, those soursop, the grapefruit, calamondin, satsuma, all of that is overwhelming, and all those bugs and moths are going to start flying into the greenhouse because I'm not in it most of the day. So I'm going to get the garlic, the onion, and the red pepper flake spray that I make, and I'm going to disguise it. I'll probably do that tomorrow morning, but I got to watch and see when it's going to rain because I want it to dry before it starts raining again. Because even though they're in the greenhouse, you know, has the 50% shade cloth over it. So the rain can come right through and wash it all off. But I know it's coming. They're going to start attacking those citrus trees because they don't bother the fruit. They just attack and eat the leaves.
Well, you make sure you take us on that journey because you already are ready. You know. And as you become, I've doing this so many years, it's like you getting used to it. Now, my husband's still telling me, remember this from last year? I'm like, no, I don't really remember it. And he be remembering the things, and he's like, no, don't do that this year. Remember last year when this was like, no, what happened? He like, I thought you
put it in the journal too. You
put it in the journal. Keep the journal.
Keep a journal, and then you especially when you write it out, it does. You talking about ways that people learn. Some people are visual learners. Some people learn by hearing it. I can't think of it right now, but I used to teach those 5 senses that you learn from. Some people have
I know that I'm a kinesthetic learner, and I'm
right, all that stuff.
I'm a hands-on
learner. Write it down, it goes into your brain.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So I'll give you a perfect example. I've written 2 books. One is on hair care, and one is a romance suspense. The second book, I was more successful, so I paid for an editor. When I would have the book signings and I would read the books, because I wrote it, but she edited and changed the grammar or whatever it was different, I would be reading it the way I wrote it. And even though on the pages it would say something else, a couple other words, or she took a word out. So I know for a fact, if you type it or if you write it, you put it up in your computer and you will remember it. And you grab that information. If that's how you learn, your husband is probably a
he learns
by seeing. I was going to say, I can't think of the name right now. It start with it has to do with seeing it. That's probably how he remembers.
I know that word. I know observation, but I don't know if that's the type of learning skill. Well, can we expect a new book in the future?
I've had a lot of ideas that I'm tossing around, and I want to do a coffee book about the garden, about the food forest, and I have all these pictures, and I think I'm just going to do like a coffee table book. But those are more expensive for an editor to see. I formed my own publishing company, and I did everything myself. Okay, I published my book. I had a printer. I contracted everything out. But if I do it, it would be either an electronic book or submit it and let somebody else publish it.
Well, you keep brainstorming. You ain't got to let all your secrets out right now today. Right. I feel easy that you could teach children and you could bring a coffee book to the table, whatever that is.
Oh,
Because
thank you.
I would drink a cup of coffee and read it. And then, because when I do read, it do retains better. That's why looking at the videos and everything is great for me, but I also have to back it up with reading and reading some of the canon books that I have and understanding this is why they say that. Oh, well, this is why that 16 pints have to be 90 minutes, and this is
Right,
why the 32 hours has to be what 75 minutes, 90 minutes. I gotta read it again, but
right.
right.
90 minutes for quarts for that meat and 75 minutes for pints.
See,
That's what
y'all
you're
know.
talking about.
And
Yeah.
a lot of you guys, if you don't know, Lady Cheryl from time to time offers to teach us canning, how to pressure can, how to water bath can. I've already learned how. She's had classes on Zoom. Reach out to her through email in the future. But let's go into talk about one of my. It's not well. Everything you do is kind of like my favorite.
Oh, thank
I
you.
hate to. I hate to pull one hat from the other hat, but all the hats is good. So let's talk about the first two products you let us know that you create. When you let us know you had a lot of products once upon a time, but you bought us just two. You bought us the oil and you bought us the milk, the milk,
Moisturizing hair milk.
the hair
And the
milk.
hair growth oh, you talking about the total body oil or the hair growth promoter?
You bought us the total. You bought us which two you bought? You bought us three. And you bought us the total body oil. I know that because you gave us a good deal on it, and I knew it was a
Right.
good deal because I was paying more than that from somebody that didn't. I might was ashy later. So, and
When I
you bought us.
relaunched the line, I launched it with 5 products. And can I
Oh,
just do a little background on it? I had 150 products prior to me getting sick and, had to retire. And during the pandemic, my oldest son, Floyd Moss III, named after his dad, my late husband, he said, Mama, your health has improved. Why don't you just do a shorter inventory and launch your line again? I said, oh, man, that's a lot of work. I can't do that. But then I went back and I looked in my storage room and I looked at these plastic totes that I had, and I had a whole lot of bottles and stuff. And plus, I always kept my formulas on external hard drives. And so I called him back a couple days later and I said, I don't have the money to do it. He said, I got you, Mama. I said, really? He said, I got you. What do you think you need? I told him about what I thought I needed, and I ended up needing twice that much. But he
yeah,
did financially back me. In the first few products I came out with, I knew I needed to have a hand sanitizer. Because at that time, we didn't know if you can get this virus from touching things, if you got orders coming in. And I was one of those people that were wiping things down with bleach water and making my lungs, get worse. And then I also launched my most popular selling products that I did when I had the 150 products. And that was the hair growth promoter, because I have been making it since 1992. I never really stopped making them. I still had people come to the house, my good friends and stuff that would pick those up. And then I used to call this creamy body butter. I used to call it shea butter body cream. But it had mango and it had avocado butter and some other stuff. So I launched that one. That was the third one. Hand sanitizer, hair growth promoter, the body cream, then the total body oil. And where's the other one? Oh, the hair milk. Now, the hair milk originally was a cream for your hair. And I messed up and got it too soupy. I couldn't get it to emulsify without adding a whole lot of wax to it. Not natural wax, but I didn't want to do that. And so I just gave it to some people in a bottle. This is about 1995, 1998. And they said, hey, I like this. I said, really? Well, I'm going to make it in the cream. They said, no, I don't think you should do that. Because it works, as a natural hair groomer on locks natural hair. You could put a little bit in it with setting lotion and roll your hair if you had a chemical hair relaxer, and it just worked out. So it was a mistake, I thought. But looking back on it now, it's what God gave me. And
I
he
tell
put
you,
those people in my life to let me know it wasn't a mistake. You need to go ahead on and market this. So I took the best out of the 150. And you can't see my monitor, but I still have my old screensaver with all of those products on it. And I had the massage lotions and the creams and the candles. So I took my best-selling candle, and then I eventually added that and added a few more. And now I have created a line for my son that lifts all the heavy trees and stuff. And he has a barbershop, Kingsman Barbershop, him and his business partner. And he sells the oil under his brand and the hair milk. And he wants me to go back and do the aftershave again and the scent. And if I do it, I will add it to my line too. But his will be named Kingsman, manufactured from Lady Show's products. So yeah, so it was a blessing to do that. And only mistake I made when I relaunched the line, I did not know that Priority Mail had tripled in cost.
$8.
And so I offered free shipping for everything.
Mm-hmm. But it paid off.
Expensive. So I had to go back to my son another time and get more money. But thank God I was able to recoup and pay him his money back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well,
A blessing. It's been very challenging, but it's I know it's a blessing.
it is a blessing, and I have no problem with continued support in the product because I'm addicted to the hand sanitizer. I just need a bigger bottle. So if you put that in
something like that.
If you put that in a bigger bottle, that might be helpful. Because I have one in my car, one in my house. But
okay.
And I have one in my purse. So I had to take one of them and split it and go. And a little bit does go a long way.
Go away. It's on my website. And you know, I added the pain cream because I failed on those concrete blocks, not the ones I'm working on now, but a bed that I have a Asian pear tree in and another pear tree, and I slipped and fell. It was muddy, and I got this big gash in my elbow. You can still see some of the residual of that healing. And I went back and got that old, what do you call it, external hard drive and looked up those ingredients again and added a couple more in it that I learned since I had stopped making it, like turmeric. Anyway, long story short, I added that, and that product is really doing well too.
That product is a good product too. Now, I know me and you've been already going over an hour.
Yeah, that's okay.
Me and you. But I want to go ahead and talk about this, and then I'm going to move on to another segment of the show. Okay. I want to talk about you starting another live night. Possibly Tuesday, possibly Wednesday. I voted for Tuesday. Let's talk about that.
Well, you see, I have a lot of ladies that email me with their questions about hair. And I noticed that my live attendance had dropped. The guys will leave. You know, you get all of that information when you get monetized. You know how many they're in there initially.
Oh, the
and then you look back at your live chat and you know who's talking at the end. And the men were leaving. And then I get all these questions and I can't respond especially when I get real busy. The answers are too long to write a response in an email or in a comment on YouTube. And so I was just thinking, what if I just did, you know, maybe every other week or even once a week and do a live demo to show people how they can keep their skin looking youthful and younger. What I use on my skin is what I used to sell, but I do it in small quantity for myself. I talked to my daughter and I asked her, would she be willing to come in? She's an assistant principal, but she taught for about 16 years, I think, before she became a coach. Not a physical coach, a coach to coach other teachers, and then assistant principal. But I sent her to cosmetology school before she went to college. She started cosmetology school at 17. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. I kind of told her a little lie. She was supposed to be working in my store, and I would send her to beauty college because she went to school a half a day, and I would send her to beauty college, and I would grade her for working in the store. But she went to school, so she worked her way out through college.
I think that'll be awesome to bring.
So I want her to come in, and I can show you her hair and do like a roller set or a twist style. We can do some facials. I can even do stuff like basic manicuring and massage manipulations, all of that stuff that I taught for years. And so I'm thinking, but once a month would be enough. And I would announce the date, and most of the people said Tuesday. And some people email me their answer. They didn't want to vote on, I don't know why. They didn't want to vote on YouTube or leave a comment.
They probably
I think I'm going to do it on Tuesday, maybe follow your Woop Woop show.
Yeah, they gonna be. Well, you know, life happens, but I like doing it on Mondays. But when I signed my daughter up for the dance class, because that's what I did, we didn't think about that. The dance class at 6:30, so I was like, we driving down the road. She said, "Well, what about your show?" I said, "Girl, I forgot all about that show."
It happened
because I'm in life. I'm in real life, but. You know, I came home, talked to my husband, then put it off to the next day.
Let's do it Tuesday. Family come first anyway.
Tuesday.
Family come first.
And yeah, so it probably will be Monday or Tuesday, but it's only for 8 weeks. And I appreciate each and every one of my 8 guests coming on. And also the season 2 or whatever I'm gonna create and come up with. I don't know if it's gonna be on Monday or Tuesday, but you best believe every time I'm on, I'm gonna be whoop whooping you up. So it's been a pleasure. Look, y'all
I enjoyed it.
I thank you. I have enjoyed you too. And just to be able to answer you back and talk back and forth, because you know when you're doing lives, you do good. You do good.
It's hard.
You be in the chat. And you know I took a lot from you. How you know the reason why I'm not in the chat, y'all, because Lady Cheryl is our guest, and we want to give her the attention first, and then I said then we go into the chat. So right now we gonna come in the chat. We want to say hello to some people. If y'all have any garden questions, y'all can get ready to do garden questions. But first, I'm going to run this clip that I created.
Oh, okay.
Run this clip that I created for Lady Cheryl's birthday.
Never know by the appearance of my front yard that I'm growing a food forest in my backyard. Hello, everybody. It's Cheryl from Cheryl's Organic Food Forest. Make a better place for you and for me. Yeah, eBay, Amazon for comfrey cuttings. They're all the way down here. Can you see them? Big, huge tomatoes. There's 4 right here. Whoa. That one potato will make a pie. Someone will really appreciate these. To the water. And that's rainwater, by the way. Nice, beautiful pepper. These are called mosquito bits. Let's see if you can get that. See that? Mosquito. It's a little too large for the green because Bria is getting ready to hurt herself to try to get in the video. Yeah. And I tightened up the rings on the jars. Now I'm just going to put a towel across them. 3 or 4 times, depending on how much grease is in the product. Crunchy but not bad. Did you know that if you let the okra pods get too big, and if they're hard, you can take that okra, and here's some more growing right here, and you can take the okra and boil it with water. And it's very good if you are pre-diabetic or if you have diabetes. Tender sweet potato leaves taste delicious, and I would stir fry those with some garlic and some small shrimp. The plant so that it can come in contact with the soil. Some things you all already know. Never, never alone.
You like that?
Hey, I love it. You gotta
like
show
that?
me how you did that.
I'll play around with a whole bunch of gidgets and gadgets and record, and people help me too. Now, thank you. We're gonna come into the chat and we're gonna go ahead and see if we have any questions. If you can put them in all caps, that's fine. But we're gonna go ahead and show some love. Sapphire, hello. How are you doing today? All right. And Dale, how are you today? Joy, hello. Thank you. Am I echoing?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you see the chat?
Antia is here. Pit Stop
Can
Kitchen and Garden. Living Miracle Homestead. Growing with Hudson C. Thomas. The Sweet Spot. Love Ladies Gardening Projects and more.
Okay.
G. Groves. Gigi Natural Homestead. Suzanne Mute. Brenda Allen. Debbie Epps. You had a seed in the ground, Lady Cheryl. Those pups had to come back. Amen. Thank you, Debbie. Pit Stop Kitchen, I think I said her. Kim Stage, 52.
Okay. Garden State Gardener. I saw Debbie F. We got Eco in the building. Thank you, Eco. I know Broke Farmer was also here. Thank you. Thank
And
you, everybody. Cherie, all right.
Gardening and Cocktails with Joy. Gardening with
You got
Bernie.
lovely lady wanted to say, I just want to say, I'm loving your look. She's talking to you.
Thank you.
Everybody, my last three guests have been from different parts of Texas, Lady Cheryl.
Thank you. I had to do something different for my 67th birthday.
Yeah, I love it. When I pulled up that line this morning and saw those pig curls, I said, okay, sit And I know, that's, you always let us know you want to look your best because that's the only time that you're not going out to the world no more.
Exactly.
You take pride in coming up there, and if you're gonna do
Monday
something,
night. Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna do something, do it right, and you sure did it right, honey.
Thank you.
You
the
did
everyday
it right.
life of an OCD. This chick is in the house. Sipping
Right.
Soil 55 is here. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, you guys don't seem like it. He said 67. She said, Nikki said 67 look good on you.
Oh wow! Thank you.
All right. So I want to present you. We normally would play a game, guess that image, but we're gonna go past that today, and I'm just gonna present you with a gift on this live, and I'm gonna make it a full screen, and I'm gonna have to move my camera around, so I'm gonna move a little bit, and you guys, I'm gonna present this gift to Lady Cheryl, and y'all just I'm gonna put myself front and center, I guess, so it can be nice and big, I guess.
Whatever you want to do.
Let me try to figure it out. All right, you can still hear me, correct?
Yes, but before you do that, I want to read this comment because it's just about making me cry. This is from Antia. She says, Lady Cheryl connects us to a heritage that we were in danger of losing. It's so true. It's so true, guys, because they putting a lot of chemicals and stuff in this processed food and canned goods. And we don't even read the labels anymore. But we know what's in those jars when we canning it ourselves, especially if we've grown it organically in our garden. We know it don't have those chemicals, and that is just so true. We were in danger of losing a lot of our culture, and we don't know the reason for this pandemic. All of the things that happened wasn't for bad. Some of it was for good. I'm sorry, I just had to say that, Lydia. Where's Lydia? A whole new perspective is in the house. Let's see if anybody else is in here that I didn't call out. Renee Edmonds is here, and Blessed too is here. Thank you, guys.
I want you to continue on reading in the chat, and I'm going to get my present together.
Okay.
All right. So that's what I'm letting you
Neighbor
do.
was here. Thank you, Eco Neighbor. Seed Addict was here, growing with Hudson. I'm just looking down. Stinky Puddle Ranch. You know, I love your guys' name. And your concept is just so beautiful way you make videos. Divine Goddess. I feel the love from all of the Black women on this channel. Thank you, my sisters. Or sisters. Thank you. Andrea Lucas is in the house. Veggie Farm Garden is here. Songwriter is here. Amani Anita Newsom is here. Wow, Her Healthy Home is here. We thank you all so much, especially when we were thought we were live and we were going on until somebody called her and let her know. Thank you, Andale. You are one precious lady that always in the lives to show love to everybody. Sapphire, diamonds, pearls. Wow, gotta go. She left. Her son was taking her out to dinner. Thank you, Eco Neighbor, for the birthday wish. Catherine Jones Ewing is here. I think I said Gigi Naturals Homestead is here. If I didn't, thank you for being here. I don't want to overlook nobody. Okay.
All right. So here we are.
Gardner is here. I think I called out everybody. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to be the main focus. I'm going to put mine up only. You're going to hear me. And, well, I'm going to let the people see your reaction. So this is your gift behind this cloth. And I'm going to reveal it for you. It's a piece of art that I have created out of my own hands, especially for you. I'm still working on it, but it's majority done. Our artist is never happy. Well, we be tweaking and tearing on to these things, I tell you. All right, y'all.
Oh my goodness. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Hibiscus and hummingbird. Hummingbird. Yeah. Wow. You're doing a great job. It's beautiful. Everybody see it? Oh my goodness. Amani said it's beautiful, wonderful. Her Healthy Home said it's beautiful. P. McGee said that is gorgeous. Wow. Hudson, Growing with Hudson said yes. And Dale said I love it. Veggie Farm said that's beautiful. Grandma Grove said it's beautiful. The Sweet Spot said it's gorgeous. The Everyday Life of an OCD is chick says it's beautiful. It is beautiful. I am so proud of you. Use your talent, girl. Use your talent. Oh, I love when Growing with Hudson did drum roll. I guess that's when you had it covered up.
Yeah, I wanted to cover it up. I've been working on the flower a little bit more, but I'm going to ship that out to you. If you could please send me your P.O. box and my email address, that'll be so helpful. It's been a pleasure for each and every one of you coming on, and Lady Cheryl coming on to my platform, and all to just give praise to our content creators who take the time out their day to teach us a lesson that we're always learning. Y'all, it's not hard to do. Do it. Garden. Do something with yourself. Enjoy life. Um, Lady Cheryl, I want you to go ahead and close us out, and then we're gonna go ahead and say good night to you. Then I'll close the people out separate. So you go ahead and say goodbye to the people.
I want to thank everybody for coming in. I thank you all for being patient. And when we thought we were live and we weren't, and you hung in there, and I appreciate it. I just saw 2 comments I've got to read
Go
because
ahead.
reinforce what we do today is helping someone. At home, what Cherie said, some of us didn't grow up with grandparents and parents that gardened. I love learning from Lady Cheryl. Not that part about I love Lady Cheryl. I didn't. That's not the part. The part is this platform is allowing us to help those people that didn't learn like Bria and Brian are doing. Like I learned from my grandparents, because when we're young, our grandparents were the ones that taught us a lot of stuff because the parents were busy working, making a living to support us. So usually it's the grandparents. And then the other one I want to read is Amani Anita Newsom. She says, I'm listening and learning from Lady Cheryl's pearls. I want to be this wise and well in 10 years. She says she'll be 57 next year. And I just want to leave this with all of you all. I don't know everything. I'm still learning. And I used to tell my cosmetology students at the beginning of every new semester, I would say, if you had an opportunity to be a tree on, an apple on a tree, which one would you want to be? Would you want to be the right apple, or you want to be the green apple? And everybody in almost all of the cases would say they wanted to be a red apple. And I would say no, stay green. Because what's happening to a green apple is this. It is getting bigger. It's being rained on. It's being fed. It's being highlighted with the sun. And it's getting bigger and bigger and learning. And that's how we want to be. We want to never stop learning. Keep on growing. Stay a green apple. Never think you know it all. Thank you all very much for coming today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lady Cheryl. Thank you. You guys, we just had the most amazing time. We ain't gonna count the 20-some minutes we were just by ourselves. Everything happens for a reason. Oh my goodness, whoever knew that I will be sitting up here on YouTube talking to great people, learning from great people, enjoying great people right here in the comfort of my own home. I had the pleasure of reaching out to Lady Cheryl and asking her to come on to this platform with me, and she did it. And y'all already know. Whoa, whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. It's Tuesday. Next week I'm gonna be here again. Of course, you'll learn every Saturday that who the next person's gonna be. And next week is the week of the what's the day? The 6th. Next week is the week of the 12th. I know who the next guest is, but you don't know who the next guest is. I want y'all to stay tuned. Come back again. Let's show our family love. Let's show these content creators love. Let's just be there for one another. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day for next time. Y'all, it was a good show, y'all. Y'all don't even know. Let me close y'all out so y'all can go about y'all business. Woo! Let's build each other up. We are all doing the best that we can in life. Holla back when you want to cry. Whoop, whoop. I'm going to close y'all out now. Thank y'all so much for putting up with me, hanging on in the chat with me. Thank y'all.
Hey, Young World.
Whoop, whoop, shout.
It's Lydia.
Whoop, whoop.